Lots of times people will say slope-intercept is nice because it's obviously easier to use. Some people say on this one, the problem is that now if you go over here to the point, let me change the student view here for a second. If I check this, I don't have a nice y-intercept. Okay, they really should be integers. And so here you have a decimal. So the question is, so now the nice thing about point slope, this one right here, is that it always works. Okay, you can use it with any point that you have because y-intercepts are not always going to be nice and pretty. So let's move on to slide 7. Change your pacing here. So this one, we're going to kind of walk through it a little bit. I'm going to write down in the my equation is thing, I'm going to write down what the actual equation is so you can refer back to it. Because for some reason, when I helped build this, we forgot to include a slide with the equation on it. So I apologize for that. So there's your base equation. Okay. So the first thing you're going to want to do is you want to find your slope. So find the slope between these 2 points. If you want to write out on a sheet of paper and use the 2 points, that's fine. If you want to just go ahead and count it off on the graph, that's fine. And then for the point, it doesn't matter which point. You're going to pick one of the 2 points. I, again, will go ahead and do both of these just so you can see what's going on. So you can either have -2, -1. And again, don't put spaces in there because when it checks, it's not going to necessarily look for that. And then I'm going to go way over here. And again, you're only picking 1 point. I'm doing 2 so you can see if your point works. So you can see your point working out the way it's supposed to. So then you're going to take these values and you're going to plug the x value in for x and the y value in for y. Now, personally, if I can, I will usually try to use a point that either has both coordinates negative or both coordinates positive, just because that way the signs are going to match up when you change it and everything's fine. Your slope here, by the way, we know is negative. So we're going to go down 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to go to the right. So the rise is -3, and then we're going to go to over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So your slope's going to be -3/5. Let's see where you guys are. Okay. This point is not going in this set of parentheses. What you're going to do is you're going to break it down like this. So my slope is -3/5. I'm going to take out the slope, and I'm going to type it, or the m, and I'm going to type in -3/5. This x coordinate of my point is going to go in here where the x coordinate goes, which is the x(1). And I can clean that up because, again, remember we changed the sign. So positive becomes negative and negative becomes positive. And then over here, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to say +1. Okay. Now, if you had used 0.34, 3-4, which is perfectly fine. Okay. It is a perfectly nice point. It has good upbringing. Its parents are very nice. It will treat you very well as well. You're just going to go through, and so as I type it, y equal, so it's going to be y. Now, I would normally I'm going to put in the y coordinate, so that's going to become +4. I'm going to go equals, and then -3/5, parentheses, x, and then again, you're going to subtract whatever this value is over here, so you can change the sign. So it's going to be x minus 3, and I'm going to close the parentheses there. So either of those will work fine for slide 7. Okay. So if you pick the -2, -1, you're going to do the first one. If you do 3, -4, you're going to do the second one. All right. Any question? Let's take a look at number 10, or in slide 8. Now for this, again, the reason why we broke it down into my slope, we have checks as we go, so then that way you can make sure that you're doing it right before you get to the point of trying to throw everything in the equation, because there's nothing more annoying, honestly, than getting done with everything and then saying, man, I should have changed this. So your slope here, again, you're going to find a nice point. So here's another nice point down here, 6, -1. And if you click on the line, you can actually go up, and you can, like here, you can even click on this. Now, I understand that the slope, the y-intercept is there, and you could, in fact, if you scroll down, that's kind of a bonus. What's the equation slope-intercept form? We want to practice point-slope form, so that's why we're doing that. So your slope is, I'm going down until I get even. So I already know it's negative, so I've got negative. So I've got 1, so I'm going down 2, and it's going over 3. Okay, so down 2 over 3. The coordinates of the marked point are, so this point right here, and if you're not sure, click on it. I thought if you drag over it, you can find it. But if you're not sure, basically I'm going over 3 and up 1. So that means that my coordinates are 3, 1, because again, the x coordinate goes first and the y coordinate goes second. And then I'm just going to go ahead and retype this. But again, this is why I like having the same signs on my coordinate points. So you can just, oh, this is going to go y minus 1. Great. Equals. Now slope's next. Oh, I wrote out what my slope was. That's -2/3. I need a parenthesis now. Great. Make sure you arrow to the right. X minus. Ooh, what's my x coordinate? Oh, my x coordinate's the first one. That's a 3. And then you're done. So again, remember, you're changing the signs of the x and the y in the coordinate, but you're also switching their positions. So the y is actually coming first. The y is by the y, the x is by the x. Okay. Can I show you the bonus on 8? I can definitely show you the bonus on 8. Good question. So the bonus on 8 down here is like what we were doing yesterday. So now it says slope-intercept form. So we know it's going to be like y equals mx plus b. Okay, so it's going to be in that form, just to remind everybody. The slope we already know, right? Slope is -2/3. Yeah, it should be M60. Wait a second. It should be M68. And then you're going to go over here. And then you say, well, wait, what's my y-intercept? Oh, wait, it's right there. Ooh, wait. Oh, it's 3. Okay, so then I can just say plus 3. And that's your bonus. Okay? Right. So now, like this one, notice here, you can't do this in slope-intercept form because I don't have a nice point right there. Okay? So your slope, you're going to find another nice point. Here's a nice point like right there. Oops, come on, right. Almost there. There, 1, 3. Okay, so I'm going down 1 into the right 2. So that means, and it's going downhill, so it's negative. So I would say it's a -1/2. I'm going to check it. So this is what you would do. Yay, I'm right. Now, again, if you had picked a different point, let's say you went all the way down here to 7, 0, and I went down 4 over 8. Watch what happens. If I could go -4 over 8, I do get the same answer. It's not going to like it because it's not in lowest form. You really should have your slope in most reduced form. You've got Google. You can check it there. I mean, honestly, I'm not going to, what is 4 over 8 reduced to? Coordinate point is this. Okay, it's that one. So that means I'm going over -1. I'm going to go up 4. So that is going to be -1, 4. So that's fine. Let's check that. Booyah. Yay. And now I'm just going to, instead of writing everything out, I'm just going to type it as I go. So I'm going to have y minus, what is my y coordinate? I'm going to look up here at my point. My y coordinate is 4. So it's going to be 4 equals, ooh, what's my slope? I'm going to go up to slope, -1/2. Arrow out, set up a set of parentheses because we're going to multiply this through x minus, and then what's my x coordinate? -1. Oh, okay, so that means now x minus -1, which would mean I get to change it, so that turns into a +1. Boom. Okay.